Alright guys, welcome back into another preseason DFS video. Got the Saturday slate. This one's going to be more of a tournament slate. It's kind of harder to get a feel, but I think that helps us gain an edge, kind of just player pool wise. Players won't be overly owned like they were last night. Speaking of last night, it was a really good night. Overall, just really hit on a bunch of key players. Christian McCaffrey was my lock play. Tyreek Hill was a lock play. Ended up locking in Wayne Gallman as well. And then you kind of just mixed in some of the other players. So at quarterback, had Patrick Mahomes pretty much everywhere. Couldn't really avoid that. Nick Chubb was a nice play. Christian Kirk was a nice play. Jaquan Smith even had 9 points. Locked in the Chiefs defense as well. So that was very nice. It was a really solid night last night. And I even saw some of the followers in the comment section said that they had some green screens as well. I really do like that. And someone asked me, someone had a first place in a single entry contest. First of all, congratulations to you. That's really awesome. And he asked me, or she, I didn't really check to see, if they could send a screenshot in of their lineup. And by all means, whenever you guys win money using my player pool, feel free to send in any screenshots you want. You can message them to me or tweet them to me on the Twitter page at 9to5_sports. Feel free to do that anytime you want. All right. Let's get into today's slate though. First, we're going to start off with the Bengals versus the Cowboys. And just overall in this slate, there's a bunch of quarterbacks that I really like. I'm going to start off with quarterback Jeff Driscoll. He's looked really good every time he's played in the preseason the last 2 years. In 5 games, he's had 300 yards and 2 TDs. That's really not bad. So I don't mind that. I could definitely see myself playing him. Kind of will depend on playing time overall. That's where this slate's hard. It's hard to get a feel for the total playing time for every player. But that being said, I can see Joe Mixon doing pretty well, getting like 7 points. It seems like a safer play. Receiver John Ross is definitely more of a tournament option. He's a big play guy. He saw 5 targets last week, and he should have had a touchdown as well, but he had horrible footwork in the end zone. Didn't drag both his feet, so that was kind of unfortunate. Getting to the Cowboys side of the field, though, Cooper Rush is a quarterback I really like. Much like Nathan Peterman and Nate Sudfeld, he's another one of my touted quarterbacks, especially from last year. From last year and the first preseason game this year, he scored a touchdown in every game. So I really like that, and I think he'll get, a solid playing time again. And then for running back for the Cowboys, it's really deciding between Bo Scarborough or Rod Smith. I think they'll both get about 8-9 touches, probably catch a pass out of the backfield as well. For receiver, you could go with Michael Gallup. He's a big play guy. He kind of just reminds me of Alan Hearns. I said that last week. He's kind of like a poor man's Alan Hearns. I really like Lance Lenore, though. He's a playmaker. I think he's going to be their best receiver at the end of the year. And then tight end-wise, Rico Gathers. He's just been hitting in training camp and practices. He's been catching passes from all the quarterbacks. They kind of seem to be hitting on all cylinders with Rico Gathers. Obviously, he had that really impressive preseason last year. All right, getting to the Bucs versus the Titans. This is where the slate gets really interesting because you got Jameis Winston. You don't really know what they're going to do with him because he's suspended. Last year, Doug Martin was also suspended for the first 4 games. I'm not really sure what it was for Martin last year. I don't remember. But he didn't play in preseason week 2 last year, so I'm not really sure what that means for Jameis Winston. I think whoever plays if Winston plays, he's going to see about 20 total throws. And if he doesn't play, I think Ryan Griffin, the quarterback that I touted last week, who had a really good week last week, I think he'll get about 28 throwing attempts. So it's really which one of them is going to get the playing time. That's going to be a wait and see come game time. But I really think Ronald Jones, he looked good last week. Some people are saying that he didn't, but that's because like 5 of his carries came at the goal line, and he was able to punch one of those in on a nice cut inside the goal line, scored a touchdown. That was nice. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, for some reason, they really like to seem to target their star receivers at the start of the preseason games, so I like those two. For the tight end side of the ball, there's not that much. Akrum Wadley? Wait. That's a butcher there. I'm sorry, guys, once again. But he did look good. Like I said last week, I think he is pretty much poor man's Deion Lewis. He'll take over for the Deion Lewis role if he gets injured. I do like his playmaking ability. Maybe he can break a big one. He did have about 7 DK points last week, so that wasn't bad. I did like that play. All right. Time to kick off the next game. That's going to be Texans versus the Niners. For the Texans, there isn't that much that I like. You go with Troy Maine Pope. They kind of just seem to try to get him into the offense, see what he's got. He's kind of a scat back type of player. I don't mind him. He'll probably get you like 60K points tonight. And then for Texans, I think I'm going to be going after one of the tight ends. I'm not really sure which one I like the most just yet. Atkins obviously has 2 TDs last week, but Anderson's more of a playmaker, so I don't mind that play. Getting into the Niners side of the ball, though, I think you could go with one of the 3 running backs. The 2 I'm going to be targeting are going to be Jeremy McNichols and Raheem Mostert. Mostert is definitely the most talented back out of those three. So, and he can catch the ball in the backfield. It's just a matter of how much playing time he'll get, just because he is the next man up. And obviously, the 2 other running backs are injured. I don't think Morris will get that much work. Maybe he gets a goal line carry. That would be unfortunate. But for receivers, Richie James, he had 14 DK points last week. He was kind of a standout last week. He looked good. I don't mind that play again this week. You can go with Dante Pettis as well. Don't mind that option. He's more of a big play receiver right now. He caught 1 pass for 51 yards, got 6 DK points. Wasn't that bad. All right, getting to the Bears here versus the Broncos. Starting off with the Bears, the quarterback situation is going to be kind of interesting. Tyler Brady's throwing the ball for 2 games straight, over 20 attempts. I'm not sure if he's going to get more of the same, just because I think, they have 5 preseason games total this year because they played in the Hall of Fame game. Maybe they get Mitchell Trubisky a little bit more work. I could see him playing a quarter and a half, and they're saying that he's been looking good in camp so far, especially on scrimmaging against the Broncos, so maybe go with that. But I do think Bray will still get, at least 15 passing attempts. It's not too bad. Tanner Gentry's been kind of the star receiver. I do like Javon Lim still. I think he's very talented. But Gentry saw, he got a touchdown in the first week, and then last week he saw 11 total targets. So you just can't really pass that up. I think he'll get still a bunch of playing time. He's going for that receiver number 5 spot. Maybe he can move up into the receiver number 4 spot. We will see. For tight end, though, I really like Adam Shaheen again for the 3rd straight week. He let me down in the Hall of Fame game. Then he came back, had a decent night in the preseason week 1, so I think he'll have another decent night tonight. He's been getting some more hype like he's always been pretty much in training camp. All right, for the Broncos side of the ball, though, the quarterback that I'll probably be targeting the most is going to be Chad Kelly. He might have inserted himself into that Nate Sudfeld, Nathan Peterman, Jake Rudock, type of player for me that I really like. I'm hyping him up. I do like Chad Kelly again. He won me a lot of money last week, so that was pretty nice. You could definitely go with rookie running backs, Royce Freeman or Philip Lidsday. It's a weird last name to say. They all look good. I mean, this could definitely be a stacking option for you. You could go with one of the receivers as well, Sutton, or maybe, I don't think DT will do anything, but maybe Leslie will get some more work. I'm kind of staying away from the receivers. I'm going to be targeting these running backs mostly for the Broncos. All right, getting to the night slate game for you guys. It's going to be the Chargers versus the Seahawks. Really, Jeremy Davis and Newsome really stood out on film. They both were very impressive. Davis had a really nice catch at the goal line that he was able to break a tackle and score a touchdown. You might want to watch that highlight. It was pretty good. Sean Coughlin here, I think he'll be kind of a higher owned tight end. So if you just want to go with that, that's fine. He did look pretty good last week. I don't mind him. He's a second-year guy. They kind of do like him. Maybe he'll step into that Hunter Henry role if they end up not signing Gates. So they'll probably want to see what they got in him. On the Seahawks side of the ball, Pete Carroll gave a quote saying that they want to see CJ Prosise play quite a bit. And while Pete Carroll kind of lies a lot in his interviews, so take that for what it's worth, I'll definitely be targeting Prosise a little bit. And then Seahawks defense, I kind of want to target that. Geno Smith might not be a bad option on today's slate, but he is turnover prone, so I don't mind that. You could definitely go with that. All right, guys, really hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get those green screens again. Last night was a good night. The night before that was a good night. Let's keep the streak up. Let's get those green screens going. If you do, guys, just comment. Feel free to send a screenshot. I love it. Let's keep it up.